But does anybody have a birthday that's close to the holidays or whatever? You get combo gifts, and you're grateful to get anything, of course, as a happy guy. But, right, you get one thing that's often like combining birthday, Christmas, and disappointment. It's all in there. And don't feel bad, but this is my favorite one that I ever got. When I was 9, I don't know, this thing said from all of us. I guess with my whole family, mom, dad, everybody. For some reason, everybody pulled together to get 9-year-old me a towel. Doesn't say that. And I loved it. It was orange, fucking red. You know what I mean? Like, that's good enough, man. Because you know there's some kid out there who's like, oh, lucky, a towel, right? I got it, I don't know. I'm like getting a towel. He's like, you lucky, I only got a Kleenex or something. I don't know. And me being like, what am I getting next year? A loofah? Like, I don't know. I was in a good mood even then. That's what I mean. There's like always a silver lining, even if the situation should be sad. I don't know. Even when I was 9, I was probably like, buddy, a towel. Now I have something to dry the tears. All right. Like, is that too sad? I don't know. I obviously, things can get under my skin and upset me. For example, Mark, my name gets misspelled all the time. Ricardo with 12 R's or whatever. Yeah, you get it. I don't know. I know it doesn't change with a K. It doesn't sound any different. Nobody's ever been like, oh, it's a C, so I pronounce it David. Like, people get it. People aren't idiots. Man, it gets under your skin when you see that. Like, the worst was when you're a kid on Valentine's Day, and the cutest girl in the school gets her hopes up, and then it writes the wrong name. You're like, oh, you don't like me at all, do you, Melanie? Well, here's your card, Melanie with a G. You get upset. But you guys seem like a smart crowd, and you can spell it properly, right? Some people can't figure it out. One time, a guy was like, Mark with a C. Oh, I gotcha. M-A-R-C-K. That's what he thought it was. I was like, what? No, man, I'm from Belgium. I explained. I was like, it's the French spelling. And he went, oh, French, M-A-R-C-Q-U-E. I was like, relax. Thinking too hard. Buy your brain a hammock. Thinking too hard. I try to be, obviously I want everybody to be happy too, but I will say, here's like a heavy truth out of me really early in the set. I'm so sorry. Nothing makes me laugh harder, I'm so sorry, than the sound of somebody giving up. You know what I mean? Sorry. Is that too sad? That exasperation? Oh my God. Drizzle that on everything like Frank's Red Hot. Man, it's so funny. I was on a train one time here in Toronto, and we were stuck in between these two stations, and no one knew what the problem was. And then the announcement came on. This voice is like, attention, passengers. We appear to have a problem on the tracks, I guess. Yeah, this train will... Was that the greatest sound you've ever heard? That was so funny. And the best part, he never came back to finish that announcement. That fucking guy's gone. Oh my God. So yeah, I want people to be happy, but give up as well. That's so funny. Imagine being up in a plane and the guy's like, yeah, we're flying at 30,000 feet and what's the point? Jesus Christ, land this plane. I want people to be happy. I smelled a little bit of weed at the back of the room. I don't know how the weed folks in this place. I'm so sorry to disappoint. I'm not nearly as high as my body suggests, I guess. I can't sell you any weed. Everyone's like, you don't have any weed on you, Mark? You look like you sleep on the bus. I'm like, oh man, really? Trying to clean up? Because I'm a booze guy. Is there anybody like me? It makes some noise if you like booze more than weed. Is there anybody here like me? Okay, a little bit of nodding. Okay, everyone else is like, I'm high right now. Like you didn't make a sound. You were like, I invented weed. I forgot your question before you finished your question, Mark. All right. Yeah, booze guy Ricardo is a bigger part of your life, I guess. Not that weed's no good, but right, like just an older friend for guys like us. My mom's from Belgium and my dad's from England, so the first time I ever got drunk, I was a fetus. Anyway, that's what my mom told me. I was like, you don't have to say this. But I'll put my foot down for sure that weed is way funnier than booze, man. Even if you don't smoke weed, when I was in high school, I had to go to like a drug awareness assembly in the gym. I assume a lot of people had to do something like this, right? Yeah, get everybody in the gym to like teach you the dangers of pot. I guess I don't know what dangers. Maybe you'll sleep in. Like, oh, maybe you'll put Oreos on a pizza. Oh no, we gotta help these kids. And by the time you're in high school, right, it's redundant. You already know everything about pot. You don't need this at all. Like trying to teach your grandpa how to nap. He's like, I got it. I'm way ahead of you. And in my high school, at least, everybody went to the drug awareness assembly stoned out of their mind, out of spite, I guess. People being like, I should lead this presentation. Everybody turn to page 420. It was the best. And it was so obvious in the gym. People are like audibly tripping out over the like PowerPoint effects and stuff. Remember PowerPoint? At one point, the word cannabis came twirling onto the screen, and everyone in the gym at the same time went, whoa, like swallowed. It was so great. And nobody cared at all. Everyone was just cracking jokes and whatever. They showed a picture of a huge grow-up, and with no hesitation, the guy behind me is just like, how'd you get a picture of my basement? And he's like high-fiving everybody and like, she's a beaut, right, fellas? Like dealing drugs in front of the teachers. It was so stupid. And my favorite part, this poor woman leading the presentation kept getting corrected by all the stoners that already knew everything. It didn't need this. It's people being like, actually, ma'am, it's pronounced Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. I'm just here to help. Like, we were like, this guy rules. We should have been like, where are your pants? He's like, I forgot pants. It's so stupid. But I thought it was very helpful to like have a drug awareness assembly in your school because it singles out all the drug dealers who to go to. You're like, yes, I'm gonna get to know that guy better, the white guy with dreadlocks. damn nice. But I thought it was the weed is way funnier than booze. That's why. Also, I thought they should have it for like serious issues in your school, like sexual harassment or something, and like an assembly to single out all the perverts in your school. Don't you think that would help? I think it'd be a very similar presentation. They show a picture and some creepy dude in the back is like, how'd you get a picture of my basement? Everyone's like, whoa, what do you have in your basement, dude? She's a beaut, right, fellas? You're like, oh, God, where are your pants? Okay, that was too dark for this group, was it? Okay, shit, I'm sorry. Come on, we came full circle, though? What am I, Quentin Tarantino? Come on. Gotta test the waters. All right, whatever. I'm not noticing like even like a vulgar dude. Actually, can I do my one vulgar joke? It's Friday night. Can you guys do it? Can we do it? Oh, okay. Not this guy's shaking. I don't know. Let's do this, buddy. We can fucking set your dicks to crispy. Sorry, I don't know. That's not a real expression. Okay, this is you're gonna hate every minute of this. That's really fucked up. Yeah, Ricardo's like, I heard, set your dicks to crispy? You're good. I don't know. Yeah, I got t-shirts that say that in the back. Yeah, I'm selling t-shirts. What else is on that dial? Fucking set your dick to hickory smokes or whatever. I don't know. That's so fucked up. Here's it's all true stories out of me, but here's one thing. This is my vulgar joke. The first time I ever went down on a woman. Thank you. It was this silent. Jesus Christ. Okay. It happened. What the fuck? Yeah. This is totally true. Yeah, she gave me a step-by-step explanation on how to do it properly, which was awesome. Yeah, it was very helpful. And it essentially like narrated the whole thing. It was great. And think about it. It was literally oral sex. Hey, guys, that's my vulgar joke. That's as vulgar as I'm getting. There we go. You don't like the risky stuff about people trapped in basements, but you like the puns. Okay, wicked. Of course it was going to be some dumb pun. Look at me, man. I'm a human bobblehead. This is the best. I try to be a good dude in relationships. I assume there's some pairings here. Is this true? You just couldn't find the seats? So you sat. Yeah, wicked. Has anyone ever said the wrong name in a relationship? You probably don't. Yeah, don't say it. You remember Ricardo's name, right? Fuck yeah. Ricardo fucking says his own name during sex. He's like, me. I'm just happy to be here. Tell me if this counts. Okay, I don't know if this is. So when I was dating this lovely new lady, and things were going great. But my ex at the time, let's call her Paige, because that's her name. It's important for the story. The story makes no sense without it. But Paige Bidet, she's not here. Don't worry about it. I was dating this new lady, and things were going great, and we started to say "I love you" in the relationship, which is so awesome. Where you don't have to tiptoe around it anymore. You can just stay and dive in. It's like when you're at a house party and someone finally opens the chips, and you're like sick. Like you just don't have to think about it. Just hop in. So I was saying "I love you" willy nilly. I'm having a great time, but my brain was so used to saying "I love you," Paige. Oh no, it's not as bad as you think. Somebody already was like, no. But what happened was, with my arm around this beautiful woman, I went, "I love you, Paige." Honestly, my brain was like buffering. I had no idea what to say. And my brain was like trying to think of other things. What can I possibly say? "I love you." Or something like, what am I going to say? I was like caught, and then the other half of my brain was like, Mark, I don't think it matters what you say at this point, because for like 9 straight seconds right now, you've just been going like I didn't even finish the word. It probably looked insane. I probably looked like a Zoom call where it's like your connection is unstable, like your boyfriend is unstable. Jesus Christ! But you'll never believe it, guys. Great news. She didn't break up with me for like a year. I got away with it, guys. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. So a couple of things, learn your partner's name. That would be a good idea. And secondly, I am thanking my lucky stars that I didn't try to like go for it and invent a new goofy name. I tried to do improv and stuff, but I would have invented a wacky idiot like me. I would have been like, "I love you, pear-shaped body. I love your pear-shaped body. Woo! Back up that fruity booty." Would have been insane. I appreciate that you guys come to a thing like this. This is we never used to get to do this as comics. I used to work as an engineer. Barf. I hated every minute of it. Are you an engineer? Do we have any engineers here? Okay, yeah, your head went down right away. You're like, oh no. If you're an engineer, God bless you. I don't know. Keep doing coke or whatever. I don't know. Sorry. That's like everyone I worked with was like out of their mind. And they're so angry too. It wasn't fit for me at all, man. People like trying to bring me into the darkness too, of like, live like me, Mark. Married at 17, divorced at 17. I'm like, oh man, your life is crazy. Oh shit, I'm bombing for the dog. Oh no, that's my manager. I gotta make them happy, man. They get 10%. But yeah, how many you guys have to go to meetings at your job or whatever? Have you ever been? Nah, fuck, man. If you've never been, a meeting is a little event where the minutes are kept and the hours are wasted. Ooh, boom, suck at meetings. Sorry, that's my edgiest material. Yeah, suck at meetings. I had a boss that fucking hated every minute of his day too, and my boss didn't know my name, and we had the same name. Isn't that ridiculous? He was also Mark with a C. I was like, learn your name, man. And he was like, oh, don't tell me. It's on the edge of my tongue. I'm like, it's on the edge of your desk, you piece of shit. Just figure it out. And the worst Cruella de Vil that I worked with, though, man, this lady would, people are on the phone or whatever. She would spell things out over the phone using the worst words, like intentionally. Like, you seem nice. When you do it, it's like, it's spelled G, like George, or you're trying to be helpful. She would be like, yes, it's spelled E, like Eugene. Right? Those are her words. It's spelled K, like knife. Like, and she was so mean around the office, too. I always thought, though, if they ever fired her, how great would it be to fire her in her own technique with that going back? To be like, yeah, I need to send this memo to Mr. Yip. Yip, so that's spelled Y, like you're fired. Wouldn't that be great? I'm firing you right now. That's how they should have done it. P, like pterodactyl. See how that feels, Kathy? That's what you're doing. You're so mean around the office, too. I don't know. I think we have a bunch of people coming after me on the show or whatever, and I thank you for the stage time and everything. But so last thing out of me, this is great. I totally appreciate that you come out to a thing like this. This is comedy. This is all about making you laugh and lowering your IQ. Yes, I don't know whatever this is. But other shows aren't like this, man. Other shows are designed to disappoint you. I was a huge fan for a long time of the show Mythbusters. It was a great show. These guys testing common myths, remember? It was like, do cats always land on their feet? Whatever myths, like, can skinny jeans turn you vegan? Is that what that is? I don't know. Just things like that. And I love this show, but thank God they took it off the air, because eventually they were going to run out of myths and rumors and stuff to bust, that they were going to start smacking down your hopes every day. One day that show was going to be a disaster. It was going to be like, tonight on Mythbusters, Follow your heart and your dreams can come true. Busted. You're like, oh, fuck. That's not going to happen tonight. There's no such thing as soulmates. Confirmed. Like, no. Good. And that's not going to happen tonight. You're just going to have a great show ahead of you guys, man. Thanks so much, Marie. And go crazy, everybody, for Lars. Pizza Man himself. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers.
Marc Hallworth. I like how he said go crazy. Imagine if you just took him literally and one of you lost your fucking mind here tonight. Go crazy for Lars. And you never fucking recovered. I love Marc. Thank you for coming, Marc. I love your energy and your vibe. And no matter how many times I perform with Marc, a little bit of me is like, is that Weird Al? But he just doesn't like to do stand-up when people ask, like, when's he going to do the songs? When's he going to do the songs? And so finally, Weird Al just decided, you know what? I'm not going to perform as Weird Al. I'm going to have my alter ego, Marc Hallworth, just do regular fun stand-up, no song Weird Al. Does anyone think, are you still, Ricardo, you were like, is that Weird Al? I feel like that might still be Weird Al. Al? Oh, he didn't look. He didn't look. That was a trap. Al? Hey, Al. Hey, Weird. Oh, he looked. No, I think... I believe that is Marc Hallworth. One more time for Marc Hallworth. Okay, yeah, he reacted to the name Marc Hallworth that time. Okay. All right, here's a special thing. You paid with a ticket, assuming you did buy a ticket, which I hope you did, and I appreciate you supporting live comedy that way with real money and in an alley. It's weird to spend money to come to the alley. Has anyone ever spent money to go to an alley before? I feel like that's not usually the natural order of life. Usually you lose a bunch of money and then you end up in an alley, but you don't specifically take your money and be like, I would like this alley, please. The thing about it, though, is you paid for 4 comedians, technically 5. You've got a host, 4 pro comedians, but tonight we have a special treat. This is what they call in the business a bonus comic. So you're getting a bonus. You're getting, everybody, oh my God, everybody watch out for the wacky umbrellas. BK Broiler, maybe we can fix this one. That's a key one there. That's the light umbrella. All right. Did those umbrellas just decide, fuck this? We're sick of being made fun of by Lars. We're shutting the show down right here. Thank you. One more time for BK Broiler, the DJ / umbrella guy. He's the best umbrella guy in the business. As I was saying, you're getting a bonus comedian. You're getting 5 for the price of 4. That's an extra 25%, I believe, 20%, 25-ish. You guys do the math. This guy has done JFL 42. He's done the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and he's fresh off the San Francisco Comedy Festival. Please give it up for the hilarious Andrew Packer. Andrew Packer.
Sweet. Nice. We're here, man. We're doing it. This is great. The city's alive again. That's pretty dope. Get to see drunk people again. Love it. I love it, man. Come on, like walking down the street, just seeing wasted people at 11:30 p.m. and just being like, I'm better than you. It feels good. I can get my street meat in peace. Dinner and a show. I love it. It's nice, man. It's man. It's pretty wild. Have you guys started traveling yet again? No, not yet. I went to out west for a little bit. I hopped on a plane. Do you guys know you can fly with weed? We can do that now. I did that like a couple of weeks ago. Just flew with weed. It's great. That's a Canada exclusive. Like no other country is doing that. You can't do that in any other like the Netherlands takes like an hour to drive across it. You don't need to fly, you know? So like literally any one of us in here could just like buy a plane ticket tonight and then just walk into the airport smelling bank. You guys can do that. You can just walk into security, start just shuffling your keys and drop a fat nug on the table and lock eyes with the security guard. That's mine. I packed my jacket tonight and that's mine. And he has to look right back at you like, that's fine. No. The rule book says that's fine. Honestly, it feels cool. Even if you don't smoke weed, fly with it. It's fun. You put some in your bag, man. You go up, you go down, you open up your suitcase, you see 7 grams of weed there. You're like, I am Pablo Escobar. We're the same. Puta! You know, just takes over, man. Feels nice. It's good. It's interesting to like be going out right now too. Like, you know, you go to bars and stuff, and every bar has a different way of handling what we have going on now. Some bars are just are like, your passport. They're just like right in your face. You get your passport out. You're like, you talking about the PDF? You know, like taking it real seriously. And I don't know if they've been to other bars, but I wouldn't really call every other bar, you know, it's not really border security, okay? It's not really. Chris is focused on making drinks, okay? Not fucking passport. Pat you down. Feels vaccinated. With thighs. You know what, right? You call it a passport, I feel like you could probably pat me down. And I'd be like, I guess this is part of it now. Search me. Just because it's been a year and a half since you had human contact, you're like, yeah, go for it, buddy. That's pretty silly. It's a silly situation we all live in, you know? Doing the whole like, I'm sitting at my table and I don't have a mask on, but to walk to the bathroom, I'm going to put it on because COVID can't break that. We've got this airborne like disease, and we're like literally imagine COVID as just being this thing that's like floating between tables. And then you stand up, he's like, I'm going to get you. And then you get the mask on, he's like, oh, I almost got you. And scientists are like, yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. No, but we should take some precaution. I'm not saying we should go crazy, you know. I went to, because I was in Alberta like during the summer, and they were just like they were just, every Albertan this summer was just like, you think you can take 2 stampedes away from us? You're fucked. And they turned up. And that is not the only thing that turned up. Those numbers went high. So we do need to take some precaution, man. It's fair enough. I think it's cool. Like I've been thinking about you know, it's cool that everything got invented at some point. You know, isn't that like a fun thing to think? Like we just take everything for granted, right? But like everything got invented by somebody, you know. And I was thinking about like at some point, I think the way that we look at NFTs right now, at some point in the past, that's how everyone looked at calendars. You know? Some guy was like, yo, we can track the days. And they were like, whoa, buddy. What? Like, imagine trying to come up with the first calendar. Imagine trying to count something. And you count 365 of them. And then I love this, like, this umbrella that's like, I feel like God was just like, fuck your joke. Like right at the punchline, just like, fuck that. I got a gust of wind that can like, fuck your calendar bit. Guess what? Calendar bit. It's not its day. No, it just seems silly to me that like wild that you can count 365 of something, and on 366 you're like, no, this is the same thing. I figured it out. This is where it's the same again. Now we're back to the same. Like it's such a hard thing to start pitching to people and just be like, yeah, there's a thing called a year, and they're like, okay, so how many is it? It's like, should we count in like 100 or 200? You know, like 365.25. Like 0.25, or like, yeah, we'll just, I don't know, fucking add a day every 4 years, I guess. Doesn't that sound like a real half-assed way of solving the problem? Should we invent like other units of measurement? No, I don't know, fucking add a day, I guess. Just wild, you know? It's hard to invent things. It must be really hard. Could you imagine being the very first doctor to start pitching that we should start conducting prostate exams? That must have been tough. The very first one to be like, hey, we need to start checking every single man's asshole. And they're like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like maybe the open-minded ones at least? No, the ones between 40 and 65. We're going to have to check those men's assholes. Do you mean the men and the women? Just the men. Like, okay, buddy. Okay, I know a fetish when I see one. Come on now. It'd be a really hard thing to pitch, you know. You guys aren't on board for that. All right, fair enough. Usually the ladies really love that one. They're like, not about me. Fair enough. What else is going on here? Oh, we got. I love this umbrella situation. I've literally never seen. I've never had an umbrella have a situation in a show, but they are dainty, aren't they? Doesn't it make a cute ass alley? This is a cute ass alley. These lights, these string lights that every patio got this year. Literally every patio was just like plain, and everyone was like, I don't want to sit there. And then they got these lights, and they're like, whoa. Every girl's like, I could have a $14 cocktail on that thing because of those lights. Some nice lights. It is tough with the amount of like, just like the whole zeitgeist right now about what everyone's talking about. Like, you know, like the whole, every time, like, I don't even like hearing the word vaccine. It just like, it like gets me. You know, the other day, even just if it sounds like it, like my fiance asked me, she's like, could you vacuum? And I was like, I'm already triggered. I can't. Sorry. I'm triggered. I have to go on a walk. I have no time to do that now. Sorry. She's like, you never take me on a vacation. I was like, that looks too close like vaccine, so I can't. I'm triggered. You know? No, it's cool. Now I did go to the States too. I've been traveling a lot for a pandemic. Like, fuck it. Went down to the States and for that competition, man. I went without any traveler's health insurance because I wanted the authentic American experience. They didn't like that joke there. It's like, that's our life. Fair enough. It's fun to be Canadian because we get to feel morally superior than Americans, you know? That's how we feel. We're like, we're not like them. Come on. We're Canadian. We're not like that. And then when you go to America with that kind of sensation, they're like, oh yeah, Canada. I forgot you existed. They don't think about us at all. They're like, oh yeah, Canada, the 51st state. I can't travel there because I got a DUI. So they have a lot of DUIs there. It's like you get you're on your 16th birthday, you get your driver's license, and then about 19, you get your first DUI. And they're like, wow, look at me. Literally, so many American friends of mine, they're all comedians, right? They get drink tickets. They go to shows. They get free drink tickets. They're just trying to get their money's worth, you know? And then they go drive drunk. They get DUIs. They can't come to Canada. In America, their TV credits are Kimmel, Conan, Cops. It's like it's American TV credits, man. It's cool. Yeah, man. But yeah, I do love traveling. Expands your mind. One thing that I spent some time in Asia, and now I own a bidet. I love it. Have a bidet. Do you have a bidet, sir? No? Flip-flops in October? I thought you'd have a bidet. Just you have bidet vibes, man. Have you ever used one?
I've not.
You have not? Never? In your whole life? Blows my mind. It's insane what we do in this country. Thinking we could just use like just paper in the bum washing process. And we just accept that. Could you imagine if somebody asked you to clean mud off a patio with paper? You'd be like, I see what you're saying, but could we use a hose? Just makes sense. And patios being kind. I know for some dudes in here, it's more like a shaggy carpet, okay? You gotta rent a steam cleaner from the hardware store. Clean that thing. But no, paper. Just paper, guys. We're just sanding her down. Just debris is shooting out, sawdust. I'm like, am I trying to get clean or build a shelf? I can't tell. It's absurd. And every country's doing it, man. Every country's got water. You go to South America, you go to Asia, you go to Europe, they all have some kind of hose, water gun situation, little bum gun right there. You know? And somebody screamed out at me, they were like, at a show, they were like, oh, bidets are expensive. I was like, no, they're not. Every house has a garden hose. That thing's long. Pull it in. Your neighbors are looking. I'm trying something now before I invest in a tushy. Anyways, this set was brought to you by Tushy. Get a bidet today, clean your bum holes, and start buying white underwear in confidence. Okay, have a great night, guys. Cheers.
Andrew Packer, your bonus comic. Yeah, there we go. All right. You pretty much exactly called out how you turn an alley into a comedy alley in a beautiful space. It's mostly these lights. Like, I still think I'll be in this alley at night after this show and I'll be like, it is fucking magical in here. It is magical in here. One time, you see how there's no lights right here, this right above you, there's no light bulbs in this string right here, because what was happening is the spotlight was making it, the light that was there was making a shadow on stage, and that blew my fucking mind. I'm like, what? You're like, light is hitting light and making a shadow. That was light making light a shadow. That's fucked up. I don't even know how that works. I'm no astrophysicist, light expert, but that's weird. Are you okay? Are you okay? You're good? Yeah. All right. Okay. I don't know, you just like disappeared there for a second. I was like, whoa, where'd she go? Okay. Do you? I was just thinking, like, man, I fucking love lights. You guys like lights? They're the best, right? My favorite thing, my main thought when I eat mushrooms and go on a mushroom trip, which isn't that often, but when I do it, one of my recurring thoughts while I'm doing it is just, oh, these lights look amazing, right? You know what I'm talking about. And then I'm like, lights are the key to everything. I'll just walk around, I'll see a nice house with nice lighting. You know, when a house they got a light under a bush, they got a light under a windowsill, maybe they got a light on a window ledge kind of, and you're like, they know about lights, right? They get it. They get it, right? And I think it's because we're just all light. Do you guys realize that? We're just lights. We're just light. We're just bits of light. We're mostly nothing as well. There's more space. I know you're looking at me like he's a big dude right now. There's more empty space in me than me. Ricardo, are you okay? Are you still with me? Think about that. It fucking blows on. I think this is the kind of shit later on tonight when you guys are not here and I'm just lying in this alley by myself. I'm going to be looking at these lights thinking, man, fucking lights. It's all about lights. We're all lights. All right. It's true, though. It's all of that is true. I know I'm like joking around, but that's fucking true. I just told you facts right there. Okay. All right. You guys ready for your second guest of the night? Not a bonus comic. This is a book comic. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. She's appeared at Boston Comedy Festival, the Palm Springs Comedy Festival, and she's an alley regular. She always has a great time, and we love having her here. So please give it up for Anjelica Scannura.
Hi, how are we doing? Yes, you guys! Give it up for these two, the best greeters I've ever seen. So much energy. I was sitting up here, I'm like, just wait till 10 years from now. They'll get the enthusiasm beaten out of him. I'm incredibly jaded for absolutely no reason. Really happy to be here, though. I haven't seen this friend in a long time. She came tonight when I dressed up. Isn't that nice? If I'd have known, I would have worn my good track pants. But I've always said I like to party like how I like my pants, high-waisted. All right, good energy off the top. As you can see, probably not doing so well. I did just recently start practicing witchcraft, which is never a good sign. Right? A girl tells you she's a witch. You're like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. My goodness. We're going to all end up with healing crystals on our nips by the end of this. Just you watch. You guys are looking at me like, what, you just became a witch? You look like a witch for years. Yes, I know. I've looked like a witch for years. I think I look like the girl that crawls out of the well in The Ring. On a good day, I look like one of Charles Manson's girlfriends. I think, a little scary, but still kind of hot. I look like Cher now. Let's be real. I am practicing witchcraft, though. It's amazing. Did you know that if you take a bay leaf and you write a wish on it and then you burn the bay leaf, you feel like you've done something productive? Did you know that if you take a handful of cinnamon and you blow it in the face of an enemy, you send them into an uncontrollable sneezing fit? Those are my two favorite spells right now. Top two. Gotta say though, feels just a little weird casting spells with ingredients that I got at Costco. I think I should go to Kensington or something, right? That's where you gotta go. Those places that have the incense. That's where you gotta get your spices. Or you know what? Maybe I could just be the Wicked Witch of Kirkland. No big deal. I like being alive in 2021. A lot of people think this is a shitty time. I personally like it because 400 years ago, if I told you I was practicing witchcraft, you could have burned me at the stake. Now, you kind of just get to avoid me after the show. Really works out. It's nice having people to avoid again, isn't it? So lonely for a while. I just want to be around people again. Well, congratulations, you're here. Did you miss it? It was getting to be a long year and a half of posting thirst trap boomerangs on Instagram, I will admit. Okay, it was so pathetic. I was just like, just with the caption, OMG, such a nerd. Posting it and then being like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Fuck. Speaking of Instagram, does anybody follow Britney Spears on Insta?
Definitely seen it.
Oh boy. Okay, this is Britney Spears on Insta. You ready? Okay, here we go. Hello to all my fans. I've never been more peaceful. My favorite book is Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. And I am a Sagittarius. And then the comments are just like, Britney! She blinked twice at the end. She needs our help! Right? I'm DMing her. I'm like, I always got you, girl. She's left me on unread since 2016. But I know she feels my positive energy. You guys, I'm obsessed with Britney, in case you couldn't tell. I've loved her. Hit Me Baby One More Time came out when I was 8 years old. Yeah, I'll never forget. Hit me, baby, one more time. Boom! Like, oh my gosh. I saw that on Much Music, and I was like, this is what I want to do when I grow up. I ran up to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I know what I want to be when I'm an adult. A schoolgirl. Not the kind of schoolgirl that goes to school. She was like, ew. She sprayed me with a bottle. You little creep. Now, I am a big Britney fan, and this conservatorship is crazy. Like, she was in the news last week. Her dad, Jamie, got removed as her conservator. That's huge news. That is big. Yes, yes. However, being as big a Britney fan as I am, I still completely agree with the conservatorship. I know, it's so bad, but hear me out. My goodness, 2004 to 2008, this was the relationship chronology, okay? She had a 55-hour marriage in Vegas, which ended in an annulment. Then she got married to K-Fed, had a baby, had another baby, then got divorced. Then she dated not one, but two guys in a row who had a soul patch. It's like, I'm sorry, Britney, but you're never signing another check again. What's next? A guy with a chin strap? Come on. You know what? I hope that someday, if she ever gets control over her estate, if, not when, because it's still not over, right? I hope that she invests in a chauffeur. Have you ever watched a Britney documentary? It's literally 90 minutes of her frustrated behind the wheel of a car. It's like, it doesn't have to be that way, Britney. You can have your baby on your lap if you're in the back seat. Get this woman off the road. I do love her, though. I love her. It must feel weird to be in business with your parents. I could never imagine having to make those decisions, right? With my dad, right? It's like you're on stage dancing with a snake and your dad's collecting that check. Kind of weird. A little weird. I'm very close with my family, particularly my grandmother. You know, I tried to get together with her 6 months ago, and she was like, not until the pandemic's over, because you always seem to be infected with something. And I was like, relax, Grandma. The only way you'll catch what I have is if you fuck me. I told you that. We've been hitting up patios, her and I, just two girls on the town, and she's been having a great time. You know, we sit down, have a couple of drinks. The waiter comes over. He's like, "How you doing?" She's like, "I'm happy to be alive and out with my granddaughter, Anjelica. You should see her when she's wearing makeup." And I'm like, "Oh, Grandma, so funny. You should see my grandma try to open a jar." She's had a rough go of it. My grandpa's got dementia, so he's lots of fun. He's actually a lot of fun. Taking a turn for the worse, though. He recently started eating mayonnaise out of a jar with a spoon and calling it his savory pudding. Yeah. And quite frankly, he has never looked better. Real rosy cheeks and a lot of meat on his bones. It's real great. Okay, fine. I may have depressed you with the dementia stuff. That's a risk. People don't like hearing about dementia. I don't know. Gosh. My grandparents are great. We used to have some pretty good times growing up. I mean, they did drive me to Irish dance classes 4 nights a week, which I still haven't forgiven them for. But I am really good at Irish dancing. I'm so good at Irish dancing. Yay. And I have nowhere to do it. Don't know if you know this. Irish dancing, not a bankable skill in today's modern marketplace. Since I have nowhere to do it and I have control over the stage, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do some dance comedy for you, the most respected of the comedies. Oh gosh, now I'm nervous. Look what I've done. Look what I've done. Okay, I'm a little rusty, so I'm just going to show you the upper body. Thank you. I was a champion. I got into a different kind of dancing during the pandemic. I got into pole dancing. I wanted to feel sexy in isolation, which was a mistake. Don't take pole dance classes if you want to feel sexy. Huge shock, right? Pole dancing's hard. I got bruises all over my body. My inner thighs look like a water-damaged ceiling. And I got calluses all over my hands. My boyfriend says every time I touch his dick, it feels like he's getting jerked off by a construction worker. And I'm like, how do you know what that feels like? No, we're good, though. We are good. I mean, there were so many people that spent the pandemic single and alone, right? I feel so bad for them. You know, it really seemed like there was no end to dating for a while. You could just swipe every night, one after the other, different. Then March 2020 rolled around, and suddenly it became the musical chairs of sex. You had to sit on the face of whoever you were closest to by the time everything shut down. I don't know much about Tinder at all. Like, I only used Tinder once. I went on a date with a guy, huge dick, tiny penis. Now I just do things the old-fashioned way, right? I just plow through my immediate social circles, right? And if it doesn't work out, I blame everyone except for myself, learn nothing, and then turn everyone against each other. You know, the old-fashioned way. My boyfriend makes a living through streaming video games on Twitch. Yeah. Exciting life. He streams video games on Twitch with one of his best friends, and for every 10 subscribers, one of them has to eat a raw egg. Stupid. Pretty stupid, if I say so myself, you know? Stupid and embarrassing for me. But they make money, which means I've had to change my attitude. Now I'm like, honey, if you don't polish off this entire carton of eggs tonight, I'm leaving you. Don't log off till you feel sicky-wicky, okay? Love you. My boyfriend treated us to dinner the other night, and it was all thanks to a generous donation made by a viewer who goes by the name of Osama bin Ballin. Osama bin Ballin, if you're out there, next time I want a diamond. We've been talking about engagement recently, my boyfriend and I never thought I'd be one of those women that's like, my diamond. It's so crazy how it just changes, right? My boyfriend's talking to me about the ring. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're getting a family heirloom. I'm And I'm like, oh, that's a little creepy. Right? You gonna pry it off like some old lady's finger or something? You know, it's a little gross, right? And he's like, oh no, it's supposed to be a great ring. It was my grandfather's ring. Grandfather? Well, shit. This is even worse than I thought. Your grandfather's ring. Well, I hope your grandfather was Liberace. Because I want a big fat rock. I just yelled that in his face, and it got awkward. We didn't talk to each other for a while. Later that night, he's like, hey, want to watch a movie? And I'm like, sure, you pick. And he's like, okay. And then he put on Blood Diamond. And I'm just like, okay, I get this. You get to be cheap and I get to be ethical? Is this what's happening now? Right? Again, we didn't talk, went to bed without talking. Next day, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, so I talked to my mom, and apparently the ring is so nice. You don't have to worry. The ring is really nice. Everybody in my family has been fighting over it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I want a conflict diamond. After all, that's what I'm getting. We tried to move in the middle of the pandemic. Not because we wanted to. We just really thought we could capitalize on somebody else's financial misfortune. We just wanted a unit that screamed, I lost my project management job and I had to move back to Cornwall. Nobody likes that line. It's fine. It's a little too real. I get it. Too not funny, actually. But no such luck. And I was trolling View It every single night. One night, I came across a unit, $1,200, 2-bedroom apartment, young and Bloor. I'm like, okay, I gotta see this. So I go check this place out. Place had 2 bedrooms, no kitchen, no oven, no fridge, and the second bedroom was actually the shower. It was a giant shower room. Like, you literally would walk in and you're surrounded by faucets. I counted 9 faucets, no oven. What? I'm like, this place is crazy. I'm like, it's like a big shower room. This is like a bathhouse. Oh, shit. Was this a bathhouse? Yes, it was. I should have been able to tell by the mirrors on the ceiling. Anyways, I was a fan. I was like, a lot of love. I could feel the love in this unit, right? I went home, told my boyfriend, I'm like, it was amazing, 9 faucets, no oven. And he's like, this doesn't sound practical, and I'm sure you're ruining my fantasy of getting power washed in all my hard-to-reach areas and never having to cook again, sweetheart. We did move in together. During the pandemic, he moved in with me. That's what ended up happening. And we're doing fine, although he thinks it's weird that I brush my teeth with hot water. Which is like, okay, do you wash your dishes with cold water? No. And your teeth are the dishes of your mouth. Okay. We've talked a lot about having kids too, right? That always comes up eventually. Children. I want to have a kid eventually, not right now. I mean, I have an IUD. That's like putting the coat hanger in first, really. And I got a 10-year sublet on that thing. It's going to come out looking like it spent the last decade at Burning Man. Someday when I'm ready, I'm going to pluck it out and I'm going to hang it over my dining room table like a crucifix. Just as a reminder to my future children, hey, honey, you're going to want to finish off those vegetables because you're lucky to be here. Oh, God. Enough about kids, though, right? Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Hot girl summer's over. That's depressing. It's depressing. Okay? I'm really sad hot girl summer's ending because I can no longer do my favorite outdoor activity, which is dressing up like a little slut and pretending to be mad every time I get attention. We're still living in this COVIDian society, right? I'm wearing my mask and then I wear my sunglasses, so I've been going out dressed like a slut with my face fully covered and getting catcalled way more than I ever have in my entire life. And it's hurtful and disturbing, but it brings me peace. Knowing this whole time, my problem's just been my face. I got the kind of face that looks like I'd say, what, you had an entire pandemic and you didn't even try Duolingo? I did. Hola. I got good cheeks though, and I've always said the cheeks are the ass of the face. In a society plagued by a pandemic, the titties become the windows to the soul. Been wearing my mask. Can't see my mouth, right? I like to smoke a big fat joint, put my mask on, put my sunglasses on, and then go out and run errands with my mouth open and my eyes closed. Just like, right? I've gotten so good at communicating with my eyes, I could be in a Bollywood film. That's not racist, you guys. Come on. Come on. I need to celebrate all of my hot girl summers because I don't know how many I have left until I succumb to my genetics. And I am going to succumb so hard. Okay? Because all the women in my family are total babes till they hit 35. And then they just transform into Joe Pesci and drag. Okay? We move out to the suburbs and start hosing down our driveway for no reason. Raising one son that never leaves the basement. I don't know what I did wrong. All he does is jerk off and play Call of Duty all day. I can already see it now. My son's going to grow up. He's going to have a couple friends that come over and raid the fridge, and I'm going to be hitting on them because I'm divorced and alone and desperate, right? I'm going to come skulking out from the kitchen. I made you boys some lemonade. I used to be a dancer. Have you seen my new tramp stamp? He says, get on my lawn. I'll do a couple more and then I'll go. Packer was talking about traveling earlier. Yeah. Has anybody been anywhere? No. I really want to go to Miami. I want to go to Miami so bad. I had such a great time when I was back before the pandemic, back when I was single. I went to Miami. I almost wasn't thick enough to get in. You gotta have a body like a molar to get into Miami, right? Remember back in the day, you just had to be skinny. It's like, I'm skinny. Now you gotta be fucking thick, right? You gotta look like those cartoon teeth on dental awnings. You know, the two big lumps and then the two legs sticking out. Like Kim Kardashian looks like a molar, okay? Thankfully, though, in Miami, they have a ton of padded underwear stores, so you can buy one of those puppies, pop it on, and you don't feel left out anymore. I went shopping in Miami for a fake ass so I could hit the town, and I went into the store. It was remarkable. I'm squeezing all these fake asses, right? They have the Cardi B, the Kim, everything, right? And the girl comes up to me, and she's like, hey, mommy, you want a fake booty? And I'm like, yes. However, I do have some questions. Like, it's made out of sponge. What happens if I go out into the world and absorb something? You know? What if I put this thing on and some guy sees me from the back walking down the street and he's like, I'm going to talk to her because she's thick. And we hit it off. Well, I'm eventually going to have to take my pants off, aren't I? If things go well. Right? And he's going to see that I don't have this ass and all that's going to be left is my personality. Isn't he going to have some questions? Isn't he going to notice? And she was like, shh, mommy. He'll notice. He still fuck you, though. So I bought it. I actually miss shopping. I don't like crowds, though, so I haven't been inside a shopping mall recently. I just hate it. I like shopping online. I do fantasy online shopping. I fill up a cart on Amazon of things that I want, and then right before bed, I close it. And I'm like, ha ha ha. The last time I was in a mall was December 2019. I was in Lush buying Christmas gifts, okay? I hate fucking Lush. You don't need to even look on a map to find a Lush. You smell them from 5 kilometers away. You just get like a migraine, a lemongrass migraine. You're like, what the fuck is happening? It's too much. And like, here's the thing. My Christmas shopping is so unimaginative. Like, I basically go to Lush. I buy bath bombs. Everybody gets a bath bomb, whether they have a tub or not. I don't care, right? Take the bath bomb, crush it, snort it, figure out how to get a tub. Not my problem. The employees at Lush, oh my God love them. I feel so bad for them. You go in, they're just cracked out due to overexposure to ylang ylang, right? They're like, hey, welcome to Lush. Have you tried our new Christmas creamery bath bomb? When it dissolves, the water looks like blood. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to wash blood off. I am trying to wash blood off. I did a lot of period sex during the pandemic because I was at home where I know I have a lot of dark towels. Okay? That's what you need. You take a dark towel, you wave it at your man like you're a goddamn bullfighter. Toro, Toro! Right? Perfect. Well, you know me now. And Dana, this is how I'm doing. You don't see someone for a couple of years? Whoa, shit changes, right? Next time I'll wear my good track pants. You guys have been awesome. I'm Anjelica Scannura. Have a good night.
Clap going for Anjelica Scannura, everybody. Oh, I believe my microphone's cutting out. Good thing we got two mics. There it is. Yes. I got a quick question here. I got a quick question. You guys ready for a quick question?
Yeah.
A little quick poll of the room here. I have a question. Lucy, Trisha, Dana, Randy, Sue, Ricardo. What are you thinking? Are we on the way to the best night you ever had in a fucking alley?
Yep.
Yes.
One that I can
Already.
remember.
It's already there. We're already there. Yeah. Oh, I remember. I'm never forgetting Ricardo. I'll never forget this stuff here. I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, and I just want to let you know that I already feel that like a deep knowing. Do you ever have a deep knowing where it's just like this is already done, almost to the point where I may not even need to do it just because I already know. Yep, that's done. Check mark. I feel that one day I'm going to be Prime President of America / America Canada, thanks to your support. Don't Randy, let me ask you a question. You look at a ballot and you see a bunch of names, and then you see Lars, and I'm the guy that gave you a bunch of free pizza. You're telling me you're not checking that box? Of course you're checking that box, and we're going to unleash that pop culture phenomenon that you're hiding from all of us tonight. I really want to know about that, by the way. It's been eating. What is this? Is it a new app? What's happening? You just say that to everyone. You just say that's how you just goad people on with like, wait till you see what's coming, and then we just all it's going to drive us crazy. It's going to drive me crazy. I should let you guys know. Make sure that you hit us up at Laughing Vikings. Instagram's a great spot to do it so that you can connect with all the comedians tonight. You can follow them, download their albums, pay for their albums, go to their other shows, support Canadian comedy. Because here's the thing about Canadian comedians. They love Canada and they're from here often, but most people that are doing the show tonight they've done everything they can in Canada except leave Canada. Like that's the next, at home on their vision board, the next thing is GTFO Canada, and they're waiting to check that box. And you know where they want to go? They want to go to a place that's currently on fire. Can you imagine what is the state of Canadian showbiz where it's like, you know what? Am I going to keep doing alley shows in Canada, or am I going to go somewhere that's literally on fire right now? They want to go to LA, and it's currently on fire. You imagine wanting to be like, I on purpose want to go somewhere that right now is on fire. That's the state of things. But thanks to you and your alley support, we can keep these Canadians out of the fires in LA, and they can just come to alley shows every night. Ricardo, we can do this every fucking night. You can adopt a Canadian comedian tonight and just come here on a weekly basis and sponsor him.
Sunday mornings, you got to get that on the TV. Sunday
right? Yeah. Late nights with a little Sarah McLachlan. Do you remember me? With your help, Marc Hallworth didn't have to go to LA. He was able to stay and to. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Also, I just want to point something out. Andrew earlier mentioned he was talking about bidets. I don't know if any of you in the alley here tonight have had the pleasure, and I do say pleasure. Who's gone to the Laughing Vikings bathroom so far? Anyone? None of you? That's because you've been right into the show here. We have a bidet installed for your bathroom pleasure. So you can go in there. You'll notice that there is a red carpet. So you can go take a red carpet poop and then have a luxurious alleyway bidet. Does anyone in the room own a bidet? No one owns a bidet? Nobody. Am I the only one? I am the only one. I own kazoos and bidets. There's a good crossover business there. Lars bidets and kazoos, right? You can buy one of each. And here's the thing: you rarely see like bidets. They do make sense. He made a good point. It doesn't make sense that you would clean poop with paper. It doesn't or I mean, you can attempt to clean it, but it's not going to be clean at the end versus water. So it's just, I'm sure, hopefully you guys are on board, but no one owns a bidet. Okay, so there's a market there. And here's the thing I'm thinking. I've never seen a bidet for sale. There's no Bidet Depot. There's no Bidets or Russ. I've never heard a radio ad, a magazine ad, a newspaper ad. I don't know. Instagram. That's actually where I bought this one. Instagram. It's a Tushy. It's a Tushy, right? Yeah, Instagram. That's it. But I think maybe I can partner with Tushy here. So this is the early phases. I'm just spitballing up here in the alley. But we have a Tushy. I want to contact Tushy, and I want to make I want to improve their business and sell bidets for them. So this is like a tester. And if you want to buy this one, you can buy this one used tonight. I'll sell it to you for $89.99. I bought it for brand new, $119. $89.99. You can get a game used. You know how many future famous comedians have used that bidet? There's been a lot of Canadian talent on that bidet for sure. That's worth a lot. They'll be in the Canadian Smithsonian, whatever that's called. And so I think, though, I have developed what I believe is the Sleep Country Canada of bidet jingles. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that the Sleep Country Canada jingle is perhaps one of the greatest jingles of all time. And to prove it, I'll just test it out right here. Sleep Country Canada. And if you think Christine McGee ever had a business plan, she did not. She had a warehouse full of mattresses and one hell of a jingle maker. And I believe I have the jingle of bidets that is the Sleep Country of jingles. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to unveil it right here for you. This is, and I think a good name for a business is Bob's Bidets. Bob's Bidets, a little alliteration. So this is the jingle for Bob's Bidets, which I believe is going to be the Sleep Country Canada of jingles henceforth. Go something like this. Come on down to Bob's Bidets, because with the bidet, you're always rim job ready. Bob's Bidets. Ricardo, is that the best jingle you've ever heard about bidets in your life? Fucking right. It's the only one. It's the only one, and that it will always be the only one. Because people will be like, there's no, they'll just not enter that space. They'll be like, you're fucking crazy to start a bidet company. What are you going to make is the jingle? He's already got the jingle. And if you don't think that's the best bidet jingle you've ever heard in your life, you need to right now. You can do it right now. Google the word rim job. You can Google it right now, and then you'll be like, oh, Lars, yeah, that is by far the best jingle I've ever heard for a bidet. One time I was in Gravenhurst. You guys know where Gravenhurst was? I was in Gravenhurst doing a show. And where do you think I was doing the show? Not at the Gravenhurst Opera House or the Gravenhurst Theater or the Gravenhurst Amphitheater. I was doing a show at the Gravenhurst Jug City. The Gravenhurst Jug City. And Ricardo, I know that sounds like a really cool strip club. It is not. It's a gas station / convenience store. So there's a gas station's convenience store in the middle of the boonies. Like not even, there's Gravenhurst, the town, which is barely a town. And then outside of that, on a highway, on a road. On the way there, you're like, I feel like this is how a lot of murder movies happen. You drive out to a weird place in the middle of country near a lake, and then you get murdered. The show was amazing, but it was literally in a gas station. So and throughout the show, there's people there for the show, but there was also people just coming in for gas and smokes. And they would come and they would go that way to the cashier instead of coming this way. Well, during part of the show, I'm on stage and we're in like the show portion of the Jug City Lounge, the JC Lounge. And a guy walks towards me and I'm like, oh, sir, you here for the show? And he looks me dead in the eye and says, no, I'm just here for some worms. I was performing next to a worm machine. He says, no, I'm just here for some worms. He put a toonie in a worm machine and left with worms. That was crazy. That was weird. This is what it's like to be. It's stories like that why people are like, I'd rather go somewhere where it's on fire right now. I'd rather go somewhere where it's fire. rather than performing with worms. But while I was in that Jug City, one of my favorite moments of all time, and it relates to bidets, is there was actually sort of similar here. There was a gentleman and his daughter. So I'm going to make Lucy the daughter and Ricardo, you're the guy, you're the dad. And I asked anyone, does anyone in the room want a bidet? And Ricardo said no, shook his head. And the daughter, Lucy, was like, yeah, we have a bidet. And then in the middle of the show, so it was like, I don't know what the confusion was, but in the middle of the show, a father and daughter started having a bidet debate right in front of me. So I'm trying to do my show, and they're having a bidet debate right in front of me, and they're debating bidets. Have you ever had an intense bidet debate? You ever been on the bidet debate team? Remember in high school when you were with part of the bidet debaters, and you were doing that? You guys ever do that? It's fun to say right now. Dana, try saying it. Bidet debate. Randy, give it a shot. It's real fun. Bidet debate. Repeat after me. Sue, get into it. Bidet debate. Bidet debate. Bidet debate. Bam, bam, na, na, na. Bidet debate. Bam, bam, bam. Bidet debate. If you don't know what's happening right now, this is really weird for you. But if you do, you're like, I get it, and I'm going to vote for this guy in the next election for Canada, America. Is that right? Who's with me? Free pizza for everybody. You get a pizza. You get a pizza. We're having a pizza party. Bam, 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 bam. That's how it's going to go, guys. All right, you guys ready for your next comedian? Yes, you are. He's performed at Just for Laughs. He was the winner of the SiriusXM Top Comic Competition. He's a regular here at Laughing Vikings. You're going to love him. Please give it up for Chris Robinson.
Okay. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sick. Bless. Pop in. You see your dogs fighting in the background? Hey, how's it going? You're like, okay, yeah, that's a great way to start a show. It's always so funny. That's the best thing about doing fucking outdoor shows. It's just, you can get heckled by nature. It's like, it's always the craziest shit. But it's like, that might be the Lord who's like, yo, fucking just stop. I've done shows where cicadas are just like, the entire show. Sounds like a fucking Christopher Nolan film. Shit. There literally is a dogfighting ring going on in the back. Straight up. They're scrapping right now when people are throwing down bills and watching. I know it. What the fuck are they going off so much for? And you know what? I like nice dogs, okay? But I'm not somebody who just sees a dog and is just comfortable, like all the time. Like my girl, she grew up with a dog. She doesn't give a fuck. I feel like most white people don't give a fuck about dogs. Like if you saw a dog coming, like a stray dog on the street, who would be like, oh fuck? Would any of you? No, not one person. Norm, the only other colored person in the room. Oh wait, no, sorry, I didn't see you there, homie. But you wouldn't be afraid? No? Oh wow, look at you. You probably came from one of those places where they had stray dogs running around all the time. I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with you. No. I don't know. I feel like it's just an innate part of I don't know what it is. I'm just afraid of fucking dogs. But you know what? I'm not afraid of a dog if it has a bandana around its neck. If a dog has a bandana around his neck, you're like, all right, he must be chill, Fuck yeah, look at this guy. He has a fucking bandana. He must be a good boy. You don't put fucking ruthless killers with bandanas around their necks. I feel like if you have a pit bull and it's nice, it should, by law, have a bandana around its neck. Just so you can confirm that. Sometimes you see it walking down the street and I know there's nice pit bulls, but bro, that looks like a fucking shark. That is a shark walking on the sidewalk right now.
just like pure muscle, just staring at you, and you're like, no, he's wagging his tail, he's happy. I'm like, buddy, because I look like a meal. That's why he's happy. Of course, he's fucking happy. Everything looks edible to him. I like my neighborhood that I live in. My neighborhood's pretty eventful. I got a kid, so we walk around, and I always got to interact with other kids because of my kid. And so this one time we're at the park, and I brought a ball to the park, and so I was playing with this other kid there, and my son was just fucking around, and they didn't have a net, so me and this kid were just shooting on monkey bars. And we're just like trying to shoot through the first hoop of the monkey bars. And so we're just like playing basketball stuff, shooting and stuff. And I didn't see him for maybe like a year. And then after that, a year, I saw him around, like just riding his bike. I was like, oh, yo, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? And then I just keep seeing this kid now all the time. It's so weird. Like, I was standing on the corner of like the street corner one day, and then I looked over, and a car pulled up, and it was the kid. He just looked up at me, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then his dad was like, yo, who the fuck is that? And then he was just like, and I'm like, I don't even know this kid's name. I just realized. He's like, how do you know him? I'm like, we play ball or something. He's like, what? And then like it went green. I'm like, I gotta go. And I just left. But it's just like weird. And then like at one time I saw him in the grocery store too. And my girl doesn't know that I know this kid either. So I was just in the grocery store, and then me and my girl, and then this kid with his mom, we like pass each other. And we're like, hey, what's up? He's like, yo, what's up? And then they're like, who the fuck are what is this relationship? I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's just, we don't know each other's names. We don't need to know each other's names. But, we can head nod. I just know, though, that, like, because he shows up everywhere, if I ever do like a serious crime, he's just going to appear. Like, if I ever, like, kill somebody and I'm, like, trying to dump the body somewhere and, try not to get caught, I'll be out in the middle of the fucking woods, and I'll just look up and see this kid riding his bike and just, like, stare at me. I'm like, come on! Please don't say shit. I'll buy you basketball. There's this other little girl who my son met, his little friend, and she we were on a bike ride and we're playing at a park, and then she started playing a game with us, and then she's like, "You guys look the same." My son's he's mixed too, so he's lighter than he's black and white mix, classic mix. The OG mix, I'd say. If you go for mixing, I'd say second probably biggest mix is Asian white. You think that's probably the second OG mix? Probably. It's usually white and something else. It's like usually white and I don't know, another nationality. Anyway, I feel like white women are the most diverse with who they will get with. Is that just me? Like, I feel like you can see a white girl with like any race. Okay, all right, doesn't matter. Which is great, very open-minded people. I like it. My kid's light skinned though; he's very light skinned. And this girl though, she came and she was playing with us, and she was like, "You guys look the same," and she was like, "But one of you is darker, but I can't tell which one." I'm just like, good God. Like, fuck, man. That's why, like, some of this shit's, like, too woke, Like, you can fucking tell that who's darker. I know that you're not supposed to see color, blah, 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 but, like, I know you can see color. Like, imagine she legit had some, like, fucking, like, color blindness. She's like, I legit can't tell dark and light. I'm not trying to be woke. I'm like, fuck, man, just admit it. I'm black. You can say it. Say it, Marissa. Oh yeah, and this other time me and my son were riding our bikes in the neighborhood, and I passed by a bus stop. We passed by a bus stop, and there's a lady sitting on the chair in the bus stop, and I'm riding on the road. My son's riding on the sidewalk, and this old lady sitting down. She's like, "He shouldn't be on the sidewalk." I'm like, "Bitch, he's 5 years old. The fuck you talking? All right, Carter, come. Yeah, start. How about you ride your bike in 60-mile-per-hour fucking traffic right now, or kilometers, 60 kilometers? Does that sound right for a 5-year-old? What are you talking about, you dumb old lady? Like shit, man. Take your mask off so I can cough in your face, you idiot. He shouldn't be on the side. What 5-year-olds do you see just whipping around cars in the middle of the fucking street, you dummy? This like pissed me off so much. Like what do you expect? And I could see if she was standing up in the sidewalk and my son was like speeding and like almost crashed into her, knocked over her bag of groceries. You know, it was probably full of fucking, I don't know, white bread and Swanson dinners. You know, it was fucking some. You ever behind an old person in a fucking grocery store and you're legit eating shit that they like created in the 50s. Like you can buy real food now, you know? It's like you don't have to just buy these fucking Hungry Man dinners and like white bread, dollar white bread and milk. Just some homogenized milk. You're like, buddy, come on, man. Fuck. Drink some water. Get an apple. Shit. There's something else that I want to oh yeah, okay. Does anybody find it weird that the people who we worship, you know, God, Jesus, that they never got pussy? I mean, it's kind of lame. Not that it has to be pussy specifically, but I mean, like, did these guys get laid at all? Like, how are we worshiping guys who didn't even get laid? I don't think it's cool. But I was thinking, though, that vagina might be the most powerful force on the planet. Yes. I think it might be because there's like this Bible story of, do you know who the Nephilims are? Okay, so the Nephilims were people who, angels came down from heaven and they saw beautiful women and they smashed these beautiful women and then they dipped and they left, and then the women who got pregnant, they gave birth to giants basically. They gave birth to kids who became fucking giant humans and they're fucking terrorizing people and shit like that and became assholes. But how crazy is it that these dudes left heaven to get pussy? Heaven, the place that we're all trying to attain to get to. And these dudes were like, nah, man, pussy's better than heaven. Legitimately, it is. Can't get pussy up there. Not that. And no, it's crazy too. It was in, if this is true, you know, it's fucking ancient times. Nope. This was all dirty, hairy pussy that these guys were trying to get. None of it was shaved. There's no shampoos or sprays that you could put up. Maybe some frankincense you could put on the pussy to make it a little bit better. But for the most part, straight bush. These guys are leaving heaven for bush. Pum pum. Yo, that's how incredible vagina is, man. I mean, that's why you got to give some slack to people when they have serious addictions to pussy. Because, fuck, man. If an angel can do it, I'm no angel. What I'm saying is I need some pussy, okay? No, I'm just kidding. I got a good, healthy, regular amount of pussy. And it's great. And you know what's crazy is me and my girl have been together like 7 years, and I never get used to having sex, like every time, like we're having sex recently, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe I'm like having sex. I'm like, this is so sick right now. Fuck, man. I'm like, we're smashing. We're smashing. Wow. Like, I grew up super religious, so I'd just be like laying in my bed, just like, fuck, can't wait till I can do it. And like, now I do it all the time. Fuck. All the time. Like, fucking twice a month, man. Just fucking smashing like crazy. Nice. There is something sorry, hold on. There is something else that was possibly pussy related. Oh, maybe not. No. Oh yeah, okay, this was it. So me and my girl were she was like she's like I'm getting my period just started, so if you want I can just suck your dick tonight. I'm like, all right, sick. And then so she's like, I just gotta do some things first, so like let's reconvene in like an hour. I'm like, all right, dope. So I went to the bathroom, and I started using the bathroom, and I was like, yo, it's fucking getting a little wild down there. So I started trimming the hedges, shit like that, sprucing everything up, put a little fucking toner on there, tighten up the skin, gotta keep it fresh, moisturize that shit. I was playing ball earlier too, so you want it to be clean. I'm not a fucking asshole just trying to make my girl suck a dirty dick, So I cleaned it up. I did some serious work, but I didn't even realize how long it took me because she came back and she was like into the bathroom. She's like, "What have you been doing for the past hour?" And I was like, "Literally just preparing for this dick sucking." Legitimately, I feel like I've been doing an hour of prep on my dick and balls for one night of dick sucking, but that means I love you. I want it to be nice for you. I want it to be pristine, I wouldn't do that for just some hoe, I do that for the mother of my child. Remember that. Believe that. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. No. Sorry, I thought I had it, but I didn't have it. You ever? I was eating chips. You ever eat chips like on the couch, and then you see a crumb on the couch, and you're like, oh shit, and you eat it, and you're like, oh fuck, that chip wasn't from today. And you're just like, oh god damn it, that was legit. I'm eating sour cream and onion. It was like barbecue, and you're like, I don't even know when I had barbecue last. That's disgusting. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do an interview I'd love to get pissed off in an interview. Like I don't know why, but it just looks so cool when you see somebody like pull the mic off out of an interview, Anybody? I don't know. I just want to be with someone somewhere. So, oh yeah, I told you to avoid those stuff. You know what? I'm fucking out of here. It's just so funny to me for some reason. Oh man, it could be anytime I get a lav mic, I'm gonna do it. It'll be a great interview. It'll be going amazing. Like great, we're so happy to have you, Chris Robinson. Like, you know what? I told you not to fucking call me that. And you're like, what? No, you didn't. Well, I'm not fucking out of here. Oh, it's the dumb thoughts I have. You ever? Okay. I think some of the best neighborhoods don't. No, what's weird is the best and the worst neighborhoods don't have sidewalks. You ever notice that? Like, I was driving through like Forest Hill or like what's it called, Rosedale or something like that. All those types of areas. You're like sometimes there's only like one sidewalk on a street, but if the street's real nice, there's no sidewalks. So you just see like old people like walking on the side of the street, and you're like, damn. They don't even want foot traffic through here, like that's crazy. I don't know. I should have ended like 2 jokes ago. You ever feel that? And you're like, fuck, man. If I ended 2 jokes ago, you guys were like, that guy was fucking sick. But now you guys are like, nah, he's just a regular dipshit dude. But thank you everybody. This was really fun. Thank you. Give it up for Lars. Please.
Chris Robinson. All right, you guys got one more in you here in the alley. We've got one more coming at you. A little more alley noise here, a little more alley love. We're going to bring this home with a Laughing Vikings alley favorite. He's performed at South by Southwest. You've seen him on Much Music. You've seen him on CBC. Please give it up for Norm Alconcel. Come on down. Norm Alconcel.
All right. Thank you, Lars. Hi, guys. Hi, folks. How y'all doing? Sweet. All right. Any Karens in the house tonight? No, people named Karen, not the snitches. No, nobody actually named Ken or Karen? Cool. No, I feel bad for anyone named Ken or Karen because their names are forever stigmatized now. Like they're the people that call the cops on people for a living, right? But then I started to think about it and I realized white people names are the only names used to describe a type of person, right? You ever notice that? That's why you hear terms like, oh, look at this Debbie Downer over here. Oh, stop being such a chatty Kathy. Little negative Nancy. It's all white names. Like Peeping Tom, and Uncle Tom, tomfoolery. Like, damn, Tom, what are you getting into? Right? There's a bunch of different white names to describe the type of person. Even Stevens, Jack of all trades, jack-offs, right? It's all white people names. Average Joe. You never hear somebody say, look at this average Jose. They're like, wow, what the fuck? That sounds a little racist. When you think about it, the only time they use ethnic names is when they're rejecting somebody. When they're like, no way, Jose, or bye, Felicia. Like, whoa. I think we need to be more inclusive and start adding ethnic names into the mix, right? But you know what my favorite one is, actually, before I move on to the ethnic ones? Lazy Susan. It's not even a person, a type of person. It's just a thing. It's that spinning mechanism at a Chinese restaurant. How did a Lazy Susan end up in a Chinese restaurant? I can only imagine there was this Chinese establishment, this restaurant, that had a really, really devout customer named Susan. And she was just really lazy. And she came in one day with the family. And then one of the family members is like, hey, Susan, can you pass the chow mein? She's like, oh, get it yourself. Oh, and they're like, God damn it, Susan, you're so lazy. Oh, let's go, guys. We're like, and then the Chinese guy is in the back like, no, we're going to lose customers. We must help Susan and her laziness. We shall create a contraption that helps her with her food so she can pass it on to her family members. We shall call it a Lazy Susan. I mean, English language is the only language that does that. You don't hear French people calling it a fatiguée Suzanne or anything like that. But no, do we have anybody here with an ethnic name? I mean, I heard your name was Ricardo. I mean, they're all like, Ricardo. It doesn't sound as ethnic, but when you say Ricardo, that sounds pretty ethnic to me. Give me one, tell me something about you. Like if there was one thing you would want someone to know about you, what would it be off like first impression?
I can throw a good spiral.
You can throw a good spiral?
Yep.
What? Look at this riveting Ricardo over here. Throwing perfect spirals. There's an R in spiral. It's only good when it's alliteration, you know? I can't be like, look at this spiral throwing Ricardo. It doesn't work that well. Any other names? Any ethnic names? No? I know. I was looking at the one other brown dude in here, like, come on, you guys have one. But I'm like, you know what? He probably doesn't. My name is fucking Norm. Like, Norman Henry Alconcel. My parents named me specifically so that I could get a good job. But I'm a comedian, so that was a waste. No, my mother's name is Norma. And my father's name is Henry. So they named me Norman Henry Alconcel. Funny thing is, I'm one of 2 children, and I'm the second child. And they named my sister Joy. They're like, we're gonna name you Joy Alconcel. Cool, but you will bear both of our names. But Mom, don't I bring you joy? Shut up! This is our new baby, Norman Henry. Chris was talking about sex. It's kind of funny to me because I also have a girlfriend and we like to have sex. But the thing with her is she's a freak and sometimes I can't keep up with her. And she's a dancer too. Like she's a hip hop like dancer, Filipino dance. She does all these different dance styles. So she's got stamina, okay? And she can go. And I fell into this thing that I call, I don't know. So, okay, this is what happened. It's easy for me to come, okay? It's not a problem. You want me to come? Let's go. I can do it. I'll be there right there. I'll come. But for her, it's takes a little bit longer. And sometimes when I come, I don't have what it takes I don't have the time or the strength or the energy to keep on going to make her come. Because she takes a long time to come. If you see my forearms, you'll understand. She's also a DJ, but you would think I was based off my fucking abilities. But so since I come every time, she has this thing where she started to keep count. Like you came yesterday, you came the day before. I still haven't come. It's 2-0 right now. She's keeping score, guys. And I'm falling deep into cum debt. Okay? She's like, you owe me cums, Norm. You owe me a cum, like from last week too. Don't you remember that time? So it's actually 3-0 right now. It's like, oh fuck. How am I gonna pay off my debts? So I started looking for loan sharks. It's like, hey man, can you help me out? Can you help my girl come? Do you mind? I might need your help. It's a work in progress. You guys have been following the R. Kelly scandal? Ill, right? Very ill. I mean, I don't know if this looks like the crowd that listened to R. Kelly growing up. No? None of you guys really? We got one, yeah, right? I don't know if you guys remember the one song, like, obviously he's canceled and you guys are not going to listen to his songs, and I may get canceled for singing his songs right now, but I'd like to share with you some of the songs he wrote and why we should have known from then that he's been doing this, all right? First and foremost, he has this one song with Jay-Z, where he's like, girl, I like your little body, yaddy, yaddy. I really like your little body, yaddy, yaddy. Like, how little, Kels? How little, R. Kelly? There's another song where he's like, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Like, I do see a lot of wrong if they're underage, R. Kelly. But I feel like he was trying to tell us something too. Like he did have a problem, Because he was like, my mom's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Like, ah. Right? And even the songs he wrote for other people, because he wrote and produced a lot of songs for other people. He wrote a song for a 16-year-old Aaliyah called "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, but a noun ain't nothing but a thing. This love that I have for you, it'll never change." He wrote that for a 16-year-old that apparently he was dating at the time. We should have known from then. But we still kept on stepping to the name of love. And I was like, wow, people are still going. Dave Chappelle even came out with a song making fun of him peeing on underage girls. We're like, pee, pee, poo, poo. And people still listened to him after that for years and waited till the actual documentary came out before he got canceled. Now, at one point, he was the king of R&B, all right? But mind you, he was not the only king of a musical genre that was engaged in pedophile acts. There was another king of musical genre, that was doing that too. Elvis Presley. You guys, you know Elvis. I'm sure some of y'all have heard some of his stuff, right? So, but when he started dating his wife, Priscilla Presley, she was 16 years old. Actually, no, she was 14. Okay? 14-year-old. This is the king of rock and roll. Had girls going gaga over him all over the world. But he's like, no, I want that little 14-year-old youth over there. Still, get over here, little Priscilla. I'm like, oh, that's gross. But then they eventually got married, right? Well, once again, we should have known. We should have consulted the songs. For Christ's sakes, he has a song called Jailhouse Rock. Okay? What are you rocking? The Cradle? Then he has another song called Teddy Bear. I want to be a teddy bear. Who plays with teddy bears? Little girls, folks. Right? I'm like, I feel like you guys aren't laughing at this because they're like, wait, no, my father used to listen to Elvis. And here's the thing. He's not the only... So, Elvis and Priscilla had a daughter. You guys know who that daughter is? She goes by the name of Lisa Marie Presley, right? Did you guys know who Lisa Marie Presley married? Michael Jackson, right? She married Michael Jackson, another king of a musical genre, the king of pop. Okay, so we got the king of R&B involved in pedophile acts, the king of rock and roll engaging in pedophile acts, and now the daughter of the king of rock and roll married the king of pop, who was accused of engaging in pedophile acts. So let's consult the songs, guys. What are the songs that Michael Jackson sang? I wanna love you, P-Y-T, pretty young thing. How young, Michael? How young? You know I'm bad. You know it. Come on. Like, oh, you are bad, Michael. He even said, I'm a smooth criminal. Smooth criminal. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But then I started thinking, did Lisa Marie Presley really love Michael Jackson? Because a lot of people were saying this might be just a match made in Hollywood. You know, oh, the daughter of the king of rock and roll married the king of pop. This was all just for ratings and, you know, optics. But then let's assume Lisa Marie really loved Michael Jackson. Do you guys know the Oedipus complex, a Freudian theory where people fall in love with someone similar to their parents? Do you think if she really loved Michael, it's because he resembled her father? Her pedophile father? Oh, not her Michael! No! But here's the thing. Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley released a music video to prove their love to the world. It was for a song called You Are Not Alone. If you have never heard of it, Google it. Lisa Marie Presley is there. just half naked, shirt topless, just wearing some Spanx, kind of leaning over, just adoring Michael, while Michael is laying there naked with a little scarf covering his vitiligo dick, and they're just like looking at each other. And he's like, "You are not alone. I'm here with you. Do it for me. I'm here to." I don't know why Michael Jackson always sings like he's pissed off and like fed up. Like, I you know I'm mad, you motherfucker, get the fuck out. That's really how you sing like Michael Jackson. Just act like really frustrated and pissed off mid-melody. But as he sang that song to her, just the other night, I thought I heard you cry. Ask me to move. You guys know who wrote that song? R. motherfucking Kelly. R. Kelly wrote that song. The king of pop, the king of R&B, and the king of rock and roll in this Bermuda triangulation of musical pedophilia. Conspiracy? I don't know. Do your own research, Google it, and find out for yourself. But next time you're listening to Michael Jackson and doing his dance and putting out that imaginary cigarette, just remember, Macaulay Culkin used to sleep at his house. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny or just to like be informative. Today on A Current Affair. Yes, I'm old. You guys are like, what the fuck is A Current Affair? That was one of those old, that was TMZ before TMZ. Take a wild guess. How old do you guys think I am? Cool. What?
40.
40?
I said 30.
30? Not bad, not bad. I'm 19.
It was the current affair thing.
Yeah. No, I'm actually 19. Is what I used to say 19 years ago. This is the body and frame of a 38-year-old Filipino man boy. Yes, I get younger and younger every year. I'm the Asian Benjamin Button. I know they say black don't crack. Well, guess what? Flip don't chip. Okay. Filipino brown don't go down till 60 comes around. And we deteriorate at an exponential rate. I'm 5'7.5" now, but the moment I turn 50 or 60, I become 5'3". Asian posture kicks in, and the arms go to the back, and we look down at our feet as we shrink even more. You guys seem pretty comfortable with yourselves. I hope you guys aren't suffering with white guilt in this day and age. Sometimes maybe. Don't though. I had one of my friends be like, "Norm, I'm so sorry for what my ancestors did to you. I feel so bad." I'm like, "Dude, it's okay, man. It wasn't you, bro. Don't worry, Corey. I love you, bro. We've been friends since grade school, man." He's like, "No, but what my ancestors used to do to you, they colonized your people. My people have done terrible things to your people. And I feel responsible. I feel like now it's up to me to pay you back for the wrongdoings of my people." Like, it's not that deep, bro. He's like, "Yes, it is. That's why we can't dance. You know that, Brent?" I'm like, "What? We can't dance because of all the things they've done." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "It's because guilty feet ain't got no rhythm." It's like, hey, your white friend George Michael said that. And then he said something fucked up right after that. He's like, but you know what's fucked too, Norm? Chinese people can't dance neither. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they've done some fucked up shit too in the past. And they're still doing some fucked up shit right now. That's why they suffer the same plight. They can't dance. I'm like, have you not watched America's Best Dance Crew? Super Asian Crew one, the Jabberwockies one, when they take off their masks. All Asians, Filipinos, and Chinese. Okay? What are you talking about? He's like, no, They are good dancers by default because Asians are good at math and rhythm is all counting, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 plus 5 is 9. I was like, wow, that is amazing. Be racist. Yeah, you are guilty. Buy me a hamburger. Sweet. All right. Does your cap say ew, David? Who's David, and why are you saying ew to him? Oh, ew, David, the sister. Shit, that's dope. Did you make that yourself, or it came like that? Sick. I feel bad for any person named David walking by you that doesn't know Shit's Creek. Fuck, what did I do to her? Some David must have fucked her up. Anyhow, guys, it's been a long night. I can see you're tired. So, let's go get out of this alley and get home safe. All right, folks? My name is Norm. Have yourselves a good night. Let's bring up Lars so you can close it out.
Norm Alconcel, everyone. All 38 years of them. Yes. And you also saw earlier, you saw Marc Hallworth, you saw Andrew Packer, you saw Anjelica Scannura, you saw Chris Robinson, you saw me, Lars, aka the Prime President of Kin America. Please vote for me. Please vote for me. One more time for the DJ there, BK Broiler as well, doing a great job. DJ Spotify. And we do this every Friday, Saturday at 9. New comedians, new lineups. We're going to do it until the weather makes it too shitty. But this is Canada, so maybe we'll do it all year. Who knows? Now, as you guys leave here, this is a tradition. I'm going to teach you the official Comedy Alley song so that tomorrow you're going to be like, oh, fuck, Lars. He planted that earworm deep into my ear. It's driving me fucking crazy. Goes something like this. We're in the alley now. You guys repeat after me. We're in the alley now. Nice. Comedy Alley now.
Comedy Alley now.
Live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Twitch.
Live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Twitch.
We're in the alley now. Comedy Alley now. We're in the alley now. Comedy Alley now. Live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Twitch. Good night, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next week.
We did it. Thank you for coming.
Yes.